Welcome to Lola's Frugal Life Podcast. If you're on a mission to be more frugal with both your time and money, you're in the right place. In this podcast, we talk about topics that help enhance living a frugal lifestyle. The goal is to save time and money where we can so that we can use the rest on what matters most to us. We talk a lot about both time and money management so that we can waste as little as possible on both. We do this while also embracing a progress over perfection mindset. If that sounds good to you, then please stick around for the latest episode right after a few quick words from our sponsor. Hi everyone, welcome back to Lola's Frugal Life Podcast. This is my weekly meal plan episode. I do these every Wednesday. It's just a really quick episode where I share my family's meal plan with you that we're going to be making for the upcoming week. There is a blog post that goes along with this, which can be found on my website, which is lolasfrugallife.com. And I have links to all the recipes in that blog post that go along with the same week of this episode for any recipes I might mention, and just kind of shows the whole meal plan by each day. But any recipes that I talk about in this episode are on that blog post with a link to the actual recipe if it sounds like something you'd like to make for your family this week or whenever. So this week's meal plan starts on Saturday, February 24th. We're going to be doing baked ziti, which is from allrecipes.com. It's just a really simple, basic baked ziti recipe. It's got ziti regatta cheese, mozzarella cheese, egg, and sauce, and Parmesan cheese. And you just kind of, cook the pasta, mix everything together, and bake it in the oven. And then as a side with that, I'm going to be making Chef John's Italian meatballs, which is also from allrecipes.com. This is just a simple recipe to make meatballs baked in the oven, so it comes together pretty quickly. I usually get the ziti in the oven first and then prepare the meatballs while the ziti is cooking, and then I throw the meatballs in right after the ziti comes out because the meatballs only take like 20 minutes to cook in the oven, and the ziti is supposed to sit for 15 minutes when it comes out anyway, so it kind of works out good like that. So that's for Saturday. For Sunday, I'm going to be doing Instant Pot chicken and broccoli. That's from littlesunnykitchen.com. This comes out really good in the Instant Pot for like a quick dinner. The chicken and broccoli come out really good. I do the broccoli really quick at the end so that it's still kind of like just slightly steamed. And it tastes really good, almost similar to like the texture of like what you would get at a Chinese restaurant, sort of like the broccoli part. Funny thing is, last time I made this, well, it wasn't really funny. I was actually really annoyed at myself, but I accidentally put, what ingredient was it? You're supposed to make like a slurry. Oh yeah, with cornstarch to thicken it up at the end. And I accidentally did it with baking soda instead of cornstarch. I grabbed the wrong thing, not thinking. And it was so disgusting. We couldn't eat it. Like, my one daughter tried to add some extra like seasonings to it and things like that, and she kind of ate it, but it was really gross. And what was kind of funny about it though is when I put the slurry into the Instant Pot, which was supposed to be with the cornstarch and water, but it was with baking soda and water, it kind of like bubbled up like when the kids make the volcano thing in like elementary school for a science project. That's kind of what it looked like when I poured the baking soda mixture in. So I instantly knew something was wrong, but I didn't really realize it. I just thought, well, that's kind of weird. But then as soon as I tasted it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is awful. And I just could not get the flavor out. So anyway, we're going to redo that again, and I will not make that same mistake ever again. And then I'm just going to be serving that chicken and broccoli with some white rice on the side. For Monday, we're going to do chicken franchise, which is from dinneratthezoo.com. This is just a simple, basic homemade chicken franchise where you take chicken breast, slice it into thin cutlets, dip it into egg and then flour, or flour and then egg. I forget which. It tells you in the recipe the right way. I always forget when I say it. And then you just cook it up in a frying pan with a little bit of oil, and then you make like a lemony type sauce to go with it. And then we're going to just be doing that with angel hair pasta on the side. Tuesday, we do some type of Mexican theme meal. This week, we're just doing tacos. I just do some ground beef with some seasonings. And then we put out some soft tacos, hard tacos, lettuce, tomato, avocado, cheddar cheese, all that kind of stuff. And everyone can just kind of make their own taco. For Wednesday, we usually do seafood. We're doing baked salmon this week. Super easy. I buy the frozen fillets from BJ's. They're individually frozen. I just defrost them, stick them in the oven at 450 degrees after I brush them with some olive oil and some McCormick smokehouse maple seasoning. It comes out super quick and easy. And then I just make some egg noodles and some frozen vegetables to go with that. For Thursday, I'm trying a new recipe. I usually do either like breakfast for dinner or soup on Thursdays, but I'm trying to start adding in some slow cooker meals now too, because the reason I do soup or breakfast for dinner on Thursdays because I try to do like pretty quick, easy meals to make because that's the night I go grocery shopping. But I don't know why I haven't thought too much of doing crock pot meals on that night too, because that's obviously super easy to come home and pretty much have the meal done already. So I'm going to start mixing in some crock pot meals on Thursdays too. So this Thursday, I'm doing a crock pot meal, and it's also a new recipe that I'm trying. So it's called Slow Cooker Butternut Squash Chili, and it's from spendwithpennies.com. It looks really delicious. It's got like cut up butternut squash, obviously, black beans, kidney beans, diced tomatoes, and I don't know if it has, it might not have meat in it. I don't think no, it doesn't have any meat in it. It's just the butternut squash is the base of the chili with the beans and everything. So we're going to do that for that Thursday and see how that is. And then Friday, once a month on Friday, we do hot dogs. So that's this Friday. And I just boil up some hot dogs on the stove. I'm going to do some canned chili. Sometimes if I have homemade chili left over, I'll heat that up. But I don't think I have any left. So I'm just going to do canned chili. And then I'm going to be doing some potatoes, peppers, and onions in the air fryer to go with that. You can put it on the hot dog, or sometimes I'll even just put it on my plate and put like chili on top of it. So that comes out really good like that. And it's a super easy meal for a Friday. So that's it for this week's meal plan. Like I said, you can find links to any recipes that I mentioned on my website at lolasfrugallife.com. And I thank you so much for listening, and I will see you back here next week.
So thank you for checking in for this podcast episode. And don't forget, you can always email me with any questions or suggestions at lolasfrugallife@gmail.com. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at lolasfrugallife. And you can find a blog post for most of my episodes and definitely all of my meal plan episodes at lolasfrugallife.com. You can also join our private listeners group at facebook.com/groups/lolasfrugallife. And if you enjoy the show, please make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen from. And I would love it if you would screenshot the show and tag me on Instagram so I could see you're listening. Also, if you can please take a couple of seconds to rate and review the podcast. Those ratings and reviews are what help the show come up better in search results so that other people can find this podcast. So that will really help me in growing my audience. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you have an awesome day.